High hopes indeed.
All right, we are live. Special edition of the pod today. We have an in-person podcast for y'all. We have Wick, Craig, Max, and Jared. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Everyone.
Talkative bunch.
Yeah, we
Jared didn't
all
say
sipping
anything.
on mimosas this morning. Just made a trip to Publix. We're in PCD. Couldn't be happier.
Like the white trash we are.
Craig and I are wearing white trash basketball jerseys.
Jared's wearing a polo, so he hasn't really sunk into
Jared,
white trash.
Jared, we're not in watercolor anymore.
I just chugged a Red Bull vodka at 10 a.m.
He's getting there. He's got the spirit.
He's doing his best. He's just a boy.
I'm ready to hear these bad takes.
All right, so as Jared alluded to, we have a special gift for all our listener this morning. You guys may have, I'm not sure if I've said this in the past, but I've been secretly keeping track of everyone's bad takes since April of 2020. And I have a list that has not been revealed to anyone before.
My God.
And so what we're going to do, I'm going to read through this list here. I have 20 takes or something from everyone in the group. And we're going to discuss them. And then at the end, we're going to pick the top 3 worst takes of the year. There will be a punishment. We'll figure it out later. Who knows?
Gotta be careful what I say.
You liked Henry Ruggs too much. You owe me $50.
So, couple things I'll throw out before we get started. One, I think 6 or 7 of us in the group have one. So if you're not on the list, give us more bad texts next
Talk
year.
more.
Talk more. Say more crazy things.
We want to ruin you. We want to ridicule you.
Another thing, this is not a complete list, but I add takes to the tracker whenever they are made, which means some of these may end up being good takes. I'm not going back and retroactively looking for your false statements. Yeah, Craig was. That will not be happening going forward. So in the future, if you want to add a take to the list, add me in the group, send it to me, whatever, and I will keep track.
So my Tom Brady
best takes.
my January
You should have
2020
a top 3 best
Tom
takes.
Brady to the Bucs take won't be there.
So
Damn.
yes, Jared, I would say if the take's controversial, tag me at that point,
Yeah,
and then I'll add
hits,
it,
yeah.
and it could be great,
Yeah.
right? But I want to add all like the spiciest takes every year. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna get started here. This is on a iPhone Notes app, so I will share this when it's done. First take nominee. This is from April 3rd, 2020.
That's my birthday. All right, let's go.
On Max's birthday. This is a Luke Donahue take about Max's team, the Titans.
Oh yeah, he did. He was a hater.
Luke says, quote, "There is no way the Titans are getting Jadeveon Clowney."
I love that take.
I mean, this isn't great for us because he didn't do shit for us, but he lost.
That's just a classic straight up wrong.
It's just a straight up wrong. So, thoughts? Is that worthy of top 3 consideration or not?
No.
Because if Jadeveon Clowney had a ridiculous season with the Titans and the Titans are gone, like not even the Titans in the Super Bowl, if Clowney just had like an amazing season, that take would be a lot more fun. But he barely played half a season.
I was going to say, he played like 10
3
games.
more people said something dumber than that.
They very well might have.
Yeah, that's just being wrong. It's not that
You can
spicy.
table it for now, but I feel pretty confident it will not be a top 3.
Absolutely.
Congrats, Luke. You're safe.
For now.
For now.
All right, moving on to the next take. This is from June 29th, 2020. This is a Craig take.
Oh boy.
Quote, Cam Newton's floor is 8-8.
Oh my god.
Craig Lenorth.
Oh,
What?
no.
Now,
I'm on ceiling.
I will throw out, this is wrong. They finished 7-9. However, we all saw Cam. He was a much worse quarterback than 8-8.
Yeah, his floor was. His floor should have. If Stuart Hawk was in the group, I probably would have said his floor was like 4 wins. Actually, I had another take where I said, I told Stuart, Cam's going to start all 16 games and they won't win more than 6
Not
of
much
them.
left. I'm going to finish off the champagne.
Max is finishing the champagne for the podcast listeners.
Drunk pod.
So yeah,
So
bad take
that's-
by Craig, especially for a player he hates.
To me, that's worse than the Clowney one, especially just because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that's like
Awful.
giving him props almost. Like that is floor. I know you're trying to give it more to the Patriots, but still, I mean,
I underestimated how much Cam Newton would drag down the Patriots with how much he sucks.
NFL Network's trying to make me cry playing all these Julio highlights. It's really messed up.
Well, they'll make you smile when they start playing Trey Lance highlights.
No.
All right. Moving on to the next take.
This is a serious take because Wick just pulled up PFR.
This is another Luke Donahue take. This is from
August
20th, 2020. So this is 2 weeks before the season started.
Yeah.
And by the way, I checked. I think all of these are football takes. I think
Okay.
we only get back to football.
I imagine there might be a basketball or one or two.
Maybe
in
one
there,
or two.
but I doubt it.
Also, for the future, I'm not including like fantasy shit talk and takes because we all lie about that. So this is real sports takes.
Boo.
On August 20th, Luke says, I can't see Todd Gurley getting more than, all caps, maybe 5 touchdowns and 500 yards. Now, Todd wasn't great, but I pulled it up, and Gurley got 700 yards and 9 touchdowns?
So it's
But again, like, it's not a great take by
It's
Luke.
wrong, but it's not
But
hilarious.
Gurley, like once again, the take would be so much funnier if like Gurley just blown him out.
So-
Like he still
It's like,
So
bro.
that's the thing. It's like the last 6 weeks, he basically rode the bench. But I checked. This take was wrong by week 8. Luke was 0 for 2 after 8 weeks of the
Wow.
year, which is pretty
Things are
bad.
not looking great for Luke so far, but you know, I think there's gonna be some worse takes. I'm pretty confident.
my Cam Newton take was worse than that.
yeah, the
one
Cam Newton
still.
take's worse. That's horrible.
All right.
Horrible take.
Moving
Sorry,
on.
everyone.
This is a self edition for a bad take of mine. This one says,
Way to be honest.
The date.
"Hey, I'm a fair and just dictator. Okay." I said, "I will die on Bill O'Brien Island, and
Oh, you love that.
I will
Yeah.
die on Gase Mountain."
And now Wick is dead.
He's very dead.
In my defense, the Gase take. Okay, I was just dumb. I was dicking around. Bill O'Brien, with everything that's come out, it's very clear he was not the problem there. There are a lot of worse
I
problems
agree
than
that
Bill
with-
O'Brien.
that
I
Bill
like
O'Brien-
that was like an ironic.
He
thing.
was.
You were saying
Bill
like
O'Brien
you
was
were
a
joking.
problem. He was not the problem.
That was a joke.
Bill
thing. He
O'Brien's
didn't
like
really
the
mean
4th worst Texans front office person, and he's our OC. So
GM Bill O'Brien is awful. Head coach Bill O'Brien is pretty good.
But we don't know how much of
White
GM
is
Bill
not
O'Brien's the
following
one that's
on that.
moving people, like Hopkins.
my take was GM Bill O'Brien was forced to do that because they were like, if you don't win,
I
you're
can
fired.
buy
It's
that.
just shitty.
I mean,
ownership.
Easterby.
But-
How much was Easterby pulling the strings?
The thing is even if he was told you have to get rid of Hopkins, there's no way that's the best return you
Fair.
get. Unless it turns out that what's his name? I call him like Worm Tongue.
Jack Easterby.
Easterby. Unless Easterby was like, you're going to take the 2nd round pick and David Johnson. It's like, that's still on Bill O'Brien.
Either way, again, I'm putting these in when the takes happen, so they could be
Got it.
looking better. All right, the next one, 10-24-2020, another Luke take.
Oh my god.
Luke
Starting
has
out
lots
hot.
of takes. Give him props.
Hey,
He puts himself out there.
I respect
Just
it.
over.
Luke said, I am embarrassed Jeremy Pruitt coached at Alabama. Which, frankly, I think at the time, like, Pruitt was looking good. He was a great DC for us. Looks a lot better now. That was a
When was it?
proven right.
When was it from?
10-24, so it would have been right after our game.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we
they had
finished
a
by-
really bad year.
But they finished badly.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know if he's saying that because of the on the field product or because of everything that's come out.
I mean, he was a great DC for us.
Oh, yeah.
All the players loved him.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really.
It's not a top 3 worst take.
I'm not embarrassed.
When's the last time Tennessee had more than like 8 wins?
Every
Fulmer.
preseason.
No.
I thought
Fulmer,
Pruitt
I
one
think.
year got 9 with the bowl win, but maybe not. I thought they went 8-4.
Was
They
there
went
like
8-5.
a Brian Callier or no?
Brian Kelly. Butch Jones.
I thought they had like
The
a
other
nine-
Cincy coach.
The other
Thank you.
Cincy.
I thought they had
Yeah.
like a 9-5 season with the bowl
Maybe.
win.
I don't know.
Either way.
All right, let's move on. Now this was a late edition from Craig, but it's a pretty bad take, so it counts. This is from November 2nd, 2020, from Max.
Oh yeah.
Win or lose, the Bucks are not a tier 1 team.
Oh no!
Max did.
Oh man!
Do you have
What was the
another
date? What was the date?
December 2nd?
November
God.
2nd.
November 2nd.
no.
There was another
that might win. That's
might-
too bad. Good
it-
one Super Bowl.
No, it
has
might-
to be in the top
Hold
3.
on, it might show up later in the podcast. I think I sent it to you. There's another one about the Bucks from Max.
I was obviously a hater, guys.
We'll see if I had it.
I'm just not like
Maybe that's why I gave the Packers so much shit because they let
Yeah.
me down so hard against the Bucks.
I'll just say it now because I remember it. But there was another one where after the respective NFC
Oh, wait,
and Oh, it's in there?
It's on here. All right.
Just say it now.
All right. Scrolling ahead, Max, on January 24th, 2021.
Super Bowl.
Double down.
I really think the Chiefs will murder the Bucs at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Okay,
we
but I'm
win
not the
the
only
Bucs.
one who thought the Chiefs would murder them or beat them. But like, I think other people were pretty confident the Chiefs are going to win. I was very wrong, obviously.
Either way, I think those combined are definitely a candidate for top
Oh,
four.
I definitely. The first one alone should definitely like.
You want to put a takeout for the Bucks this year?
I mean, they didn't lose anyone in free agency. They pretty much brought everyone back.
It's got to be like organic. All right, next take. Another take of myself from November 7th, 2020. Submitted to me by Craig. This one just says, or I said, the Broncos will not draft a quarterback this year. And as of yesterday, fuck you, Craig.
We'll see.
It's possible, but looking
When we
good
said
right
draft
now.
one this year, you mean first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure they'll draft.
We were talking about the 9th overall pick.
Yeah. We're at the whatever the pick there was.
Whenever it was. They were in the bottom half of the league the whole year.
All right. Next take, one of my favorites, is from 11/22/2020, November 22nd, 2020. So pre-Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
This is a double take, one from Max, one from Preston.
Uh-oh.
And this was during a Phillip Rivers argument.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wrote down, Rivers is good, says Max. Rivers is bad, says Preston. Pick one.
I'd say I would lean more towards good than bad, but I don't know.
Like historically or this year?
You're biased. This past year.
The whole argument, the only reason why I was even mentioning Philip Rivers, I really don't want to do that.
He was pretty good
Because it got
this
pretty
year.
toxic with me and Preston. I'm not gonna. They got very toxic.
It got very
For a minute,
tough.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Preston. But anyways, the whole thing was about. It was really just comparing Jacoby Brissett to Philip Rivers, about like where the Colts were with Philip Rivers compared to where they would be with Jacoby. And I was just saying, like, the Colts went 11-5, right? They're a wild
They
card
made the
team,
playoffs.
11-5. They lost first round, but they played the Bills okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think Jacoby Brissett would have gotten them to the same record in the playoffs. That's just me personally. I know, apparently, surprisingly, I'm in the minority. We got a lot of Jacoby lovers.
This
here.
is one of those to me that's pretty funny, but because of the way he ended the season, like neither side is horribly wrong. Like,
Yeah,
he was kind of
it's very much a toss.
Yeah, I mean, Philip Rivers was. I'm not trying to say he was like a top 10 starter in the league. I mean, all I was trying to say was he was an improvement over Jacoby Brissett, which I still feel very.
I
confident.
will
Kind of
say-
the middle of the road guy.
Yeah,
The Colts quarterback situation was a lot of fun for us all year. That was a ton of content out of nothing.
We talked about it a lot.
So I don't really see that being a top 3 take, just because it was kind of it ended up kind of meh.
All right, next one. On the same day, 11/22/2020. This is a Craig take.
Yes.
Maybe controversial. We'll see.
Oh no.
Quote: any team that doesn't win the Super Bowl is a complete failure.
Yeah, I
Facts.
disagree.
That's more of a philosophy take, I think.
I
but
disagree with that.
That's the point of the game.
I disagree too. Like, you can't tell me like the Browns last year were a failure.
Like,
The
are you
first
No.
saying individual year or like historically?
So my
individual year.
I'm
No, well, that's
what
kind
I
of-
mean by that philosophy is not okay. If you're the Jags and you just won one game last year, you should not be aiming to get the Super Bowl. I'm saying the point is you should build a Super Bowl team and eventually win it. I'm not saying you have to win the Super Bowl every year. I am saying you should be competing for the Super Bowl. And I think it was probably in reference to Philip Rivers, so we'll hash that argument again. I just
probably
didn't
was.
think it was a good
Oh,
build
it
to a Super
definitely
Bowl
was.
move.
Yeah, I know exactly what it was now.
I just think if 31 out of 32 teams are going to fail every year, that's not a failure anymore. That's just like average, you know.
It's about building up to
I don't
that.
remember the exact context of it. As far as we were definitely talking about the Colts, and I think Craig was just saying, like Philip Rivers is like not going to get you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But then like I think my question back to you is like, well, then who were they going to get in that, when they had that cap space for 1 year?
Last
to get them
year?
to the Super Bowl.
Nobody. They would have.
Exactly. So it's just like you may as well still fight for like.
They did the best they could.
So unless you agree with like the tanking strategy where you just tank for a prospect,
I-
why not just compete for a year? It's not like a long term money. So
I would have.
that was my thought process.
Either way, it's more of like a philosophical
Yeah.
thing. So
I mean,
I don't know if that's really
I think I've
top
already-
3.
It's not a bad take.
Unless I get blown away by a take, I think I've already lost. I mean, the Bucks comment was pretty bad. Continue.
All right, next take, 11/29/2020. Again, more Colts takes. Colts are a great team.
We
for
talk
us.
about that team a lot.
This is a Luke Donahue take.
Oh.
Quote,
Luke was harsh in the Colts.
Oh, I know this one.
Darius Leonard is trash.
Yeah, he hates.
Oh
their-
my god, that was ridiculous.
He hates their defense.
So I know the context of this one. I don't think Luke said Darius Leonard is trash. I think he was trying to say that he is.
What does it say verbatim? What does it say verbatim?
Darius Leonard is trash. It's
Okay,
4 words.
correct.
No, he did not say that verbatim. I remember.
I don't know.
When I was scrolling back through the takes, I remember it. He was hating on their defense. I can't remember exactly what the context was, and him and Preston seemed to be like at an understanding. But Luke was just saying that like Darius Leonard is not as impressive as everyone thinks he is, even though he has monster stats on a very good defense. And I think I'm not going to say he thinks that Darius Leonard is trash, but that he doesn't think Darius Leonard is good is a pretty bad take, even still.
It's a bad take if you say he isn't like at least top 5.
I mean, the fact that he's trying to say that he's not like it's one thing to say he's not like.
To say he's not top 5, that's one thing. To say he's not good is another thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you say he's not good means to me it's a bad take.
He's
Because
like-
he is clearly good. He may not be elite, but he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty elite, but
Yeah, I think he's
I
elite
do
too.
too.
I'm just saying, if you were in like of the mindset that he was not, I mean,
that's a very mediocre take still. Even if you water it
well,
down
I mean,
to.
the Colts are just boring. So let's hopefully we move down to the Colts takes.
Yeah.
We talk about them a lot.
So,
Moving on, December 6, 2020, another Wick take. I don't know if I was trolling this one or not. I said, nobody is trading for Carson Wentz.
Suck it, Colts. We're still talking about that team.
honestly, I would. I knew that someone.
I
probably
may have
could
been
trade
fucking
for
with
him.
Craig. I'm not really sure, to be
I was
honest.
definitely talking about the draft comp they get. Honestly, they got better draft competition.
Yeah,
than
Max.
Yeah.
It was a joke,
I do
obviously,
too.
but Max said something like the Eagles would send a second to get
Oh,
rid
that
of
was a
Carson
joke.
Wentz.
Yeah, that was like they'd have to like awful, like an NBA contract. Like
Though you would-
a second.
I'll just say you would not believe how many people on Reddit and Twitter thought it was ridiculous that the Eagles could get anything for Carson Wentz. It's like he's at least a low end starter.
I was surprised they got like a second that could be a first though. That's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's a
It'll
great
be a
return.
second.
All right.
It could be first. I mean, I don't know.
They'll
Either
bench
way,
Wentz as soon as they sniff the
We're
playoffs.
roughly over halfway at this point
17 minutes.
in terms of the take list.
Well, I was just saying.
I'll say, to me, I'm not sure we have any of our top 3 takes yet.
Really?
Maybe
Really?
one. Maybe one.
I think Max is. I
What
mean,
are
the
the
two
games?
Bucks takes combined, that's pretty awful.
I think that's the best candidate.
What
so
about
far.
the Gates Mountain and Bill O'Brien?
Gase is pretty bad, but it's just not as fun.
Gase is bad. I stand by Bill O'Brien.
Bad.
Well, let's keep going. I want to see what he's
All
doing.
right, well,
first.
Apparently, they get worse.
we haven't got into the Jared section yet.
Oh my god, I thought I was safe.
There's a whole section.
Takes.
My sweet summer
There's a Jared
child.
section? Oh my god.
All right.
They fought a whole Todd Gurley section.
This
you
one-
thought he was incredible.
This one is from early in the day on December 14th. This one's not that bad. Jared said, any Auburn coach but besides Hugh Freeze or Sark
yeah.
is fine. Which I put down thinking they can get somebody really terrifying. This is a good take, honestly. Like, Brian Harsin is not a coach I worry about.
Wait, what was the
Fucking
take?
joke.
Jared said, any Auburn coach besides Hugh Freeze or Sark is fine.
Well, we don't have to rehash it, but there were plenty of other coaches they maybe could have gotten, like Cristobal
And that's the thing. If they hired Howden, this would have been a terrible take.
Yeah.
Because it's Harsin, I think you're actually right on this one.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The bad take is later in the day,
Oh no.
Oh no.
on December 14th, 2020, also from Jared. Quote, a reliable source tells me they just sent a plane to pick up Cristobal.
I'll get to be fair to Jarrett.
I always joke about
I don't know what your reliable source was,
You're
but
not, he has no sources? You're not joking?
there was definitely
That'd be cool.
RCFB is always doing that plane tracker stuff, and they definitely talked about Eugene.
Yeah, but they just fucking say I was browsing RCFB. Now you have a
Also,
source.
quick pause. Jared, tell everyone what you're snacking on right now.
What, with my sources?
No, your food.
You don't have to shame a man for eating skinny pop.
Popcorn.
Skinny popcorn.
You don't have to shame
I'm trying
him
to
for
keep
that.
my weight off, man.
Gotta get away out for the wedding.
Yeah, dude's trying to look good for his honeymoon pictures.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Um,
Jared was looking for no sugar Powerade in the grocery store.
Yeah.
All right, next take. This is from 1/17/2021. This is a controversial one. From both Craig and Luke, this is a combined take.
Oh, if Luke and I share a take, it's awful.
27 out of 32 NFL teams should call the Texans to trade for Deshaun Watson. was before the sex stuff.
Before the sex stuff, that's a fair take. After the sex stuff, I'll back off.
Before it was a bad take at best.
No, it was not.
Now it's a horrible take.
Okay, we don't need to rehash it, but absolutely
Yes, we do.
2017 should.
Bullshit.
Nah.
Yes.
2017 don't need to call about Deshaun Watson.
Well, now they don't.
No, but I'm talking even
It's
before.
not your fault, but it is a bad take.
Even before, they don't need to.
In hindsight, this is one of the worst ones. For sure.
Hindsight is one of the worst ones. Foresight.
Hindsight is part of the game.
Hindsight's 50-50.
All right. The next take we already went over was the Chiefs-Bucks Super Bowl from
Yeah.
Max.
Way to go, champ.
My takes were not that bad.
This next one from you.
Jared, not even
Bad.
all into him.
No, I thought
We named one.
I thought that the Jared take cluster was gone.
Jared, we said one take.
No, I know the one about Auburn.
Jared, you spoke too soon, buddy.
Oh shit. That's I always do that.
From January 25th, 2021. For some reason, I started this take with, in parentheses, unprompted. Quote, breaking, John Ross is going to the Cowboys.
Is that Jared?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, first of all, who even gives a fuck? Second of all,
It never
what never
happens.
happens?
Third of all, breaking, like...
Yeah. I'm not even gonna talk about that one.
That's a three-way bad take. No one cares. It was
Yeah. It's
wrong.
like, it'd be one thing to make up a take that, like, mattered, but, like, John Ross and the Cowboys, people would be like,
No,
anyways.
I'll explain my source on that one. So
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like in a alumni group for API, like the Jewish fraternity, and this guy is like his mom is friends with John Ross, and he was talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm about to sign with the Cowboys."
How is someone's
Got it.
Jewish mother friends with John Ross?
I don't know.
So,
But that,
Jared's
I have the Facebook Messenger to prove that.
Jared's Facebook friend's mom's...
Mom
Whatever.
is friends with John Ross.
Got it.
Which
And he was like asking on the alumni site, like, where can I place a bet that John Ross is going to go to the Cowboys? It's like a, so obviously he ate that if he bet.
Did
that.
John Ross get signed by anyone?
he went to the Giants, I think.
Not the Cowboys.
Okay, we've seen the
Whatever.
MCs. Alright.
You
All
hit
right.
and you miss.
The next
It wouldn't
take...
be a hit, but okay.
The next take, and this
You
one...
miss.
This one in parentheses just says implied. This is a Max take.
Oh, good.
And for the time frame, I wrote all year long.
Oh.
Implied. John Ross is worth rostering on my fantasy team.
That's a pretty bad one.
It's really
I
not.
feel like 5 years
I have
ago.
so many bench slots that like I could just like afford to keep at the edge. Like I don't play him ever. He just sits at my bench. And if you ever,
That was more of like a legacy take. Like just all the times in the year you were like, I have John Ross. I have John Ross.
no, I think I said it once, and then you're like says the guy who's got John Ross that like rostered in his dynasty league.
Everyone knows
stand
you
by
have
it.
John Ross in your hashtag other league.
Not anymore. I dropped him.
No.
Finally dropped him.
R.I.P.
A shame. I wish I hadn't.
End of an era.
All right. Next take. This is from Jared.
Jared.
On January 29th, 2021, Matt Stafford will be traded to the San Francisco 49ers within the next 24 hours.
Like, he seems like Jared's like I'm the inside source.
Hey, I was
tell me.
actually close on both. Hear me out.
No, you weren't.
So Cowboys
No!
Giants are both NFC East.
No,
And then this one, it's in the same
You
state.
gotta be fucking kidding me.
don't even try.
It's the same league.
Don't even try and swing that. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, that one is just wrong.
You literally went to the
It's
Niners
fucking
rival. They both rivals. Like that's not close.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's like for real.
The best part isn't the prediction, it's the fact that you say it,
Like
saying
you
you
know.
have sources, and just out of the blue, and like so definitively. Like,
I'll say it
he's been
ironically,
traded.
like-
I will say
Mountain.
it's definitely stronger than Luke's clowny take. Because Luke's clowny take was, that
It was a
won't
prediction,
happen.
yeah.
Whereas Jared is like, this is happening.
I am Adam Schefter, and this
I
is
have
breaking
the
down.
info.
Yeah, I always felt pretty confident Clowney could definitely go to the Titans. Obviously, I wish it had worked out better, but
I live to break news.
Clowney's in the Browns now, right? You get signed with the
Correct.
Browns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but when you hit it, it's so sweet.
You've never hit anything! You're 0 for 4!
yeah.
It's like playing blackjack with no money.
Alright, and
The repercussions.
finally we have a trade, or a take from 420.
Blaze it.
Huh?
Blaze it.
Blazed it. This is a final Jared take here.
Yeah, Jared.
The Patriots are trading for Jordan Love. Not as good. But
still happen, I
It
guess.
could still happen, and I saw the Twitter conversation. But again,
as of now, it has.
Again, that he's like, it's going to happen. Jared just wants to break
You
news.
gotta have confidence.
You try so hard to be Adam Schefter.
That is the end of the list. Great takes. What are our nominations for top 3 worst takes of the year?
Definitely worse
The
is whatever
Bucks.
Max said about the Bucks.
Yeah, it's gotta be the worst.
And it was like in November, so like you saw like a
He
number
said
of
it again in January,
You
too.
doubled down.
I said they'd get blown out by the Chiefs. I got
What
nothing.
else?
I got nothing.
Really? Is everyone?
I think that's the consensus.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Worse.
I think at least one of Jared's is the worst.
It's
I
just
think
silly.
Jared's-
Like it's like everyone knows I'm not being serious.
I don't think we know that.
The thing is Jared's aren't really takes. Jared's are like, he's like breaking news.
Yeah.
It's literal fake news.
Yeah, it's
Like
literally
my
fake-
take was straight
So
up.
you die on Gates
Hold on.
Mountain, that has to be in the top 3.
That is a pretty bad take.
That's pretty bad.
Even
But
half of it.
you can't say I'm trying to be Adam Schefter and then say I'm not serious. Like you just said that, man. Come on.
I mean, the
like
one
a
thing
caricature
the
of
one
Adam
thing I'll
Schefter.
say about the second part of the Bucks take, and obviously I don't think it would have been blown out given how the game went. But I mean, if Mahomes had both of his starting tackles, because remember he didn't have
But
either
you
one.
knew he didn't have them.
I thought they could still do it.
I also want to throw out the Deshaun Watson take. In hindsight, is probably top 3 worst.
You have to put that in there.
It's the best hindsight ever.
I
man.
love it.
Hindsight, it's definitely awful. I still stand by it when I said it. But hindsight, yeah, it's terrible.
Either way, I think we're probably all in agreement on Max's Bucks takes combined is number 1, and then 2 and 3 I'd throw out like probably the plane isn't the way to pick up Crystal is pretty
I
funny.
mean, you could say Jared's takes on like stupid.
Jared's
just
combined
being wrong.
rate-
Here's Adam Schefter portfolio.
That's fine.
Adam
That's fine.
Schefter
You can put that
portfolio.
in.
I will say this
And then
though,
Deshaun Watson's got to be the
Like,
third.
Deshaun
Okay.
Watson.
I would feel a lot worse about my take if because I obviously was very wrong, but I would have felt a lot worse about it if like everyone else was of the opinion when I said it that like, oh no, the Bucks are clearly like going to win the Super Bowl this year. Well, no one was actually thinking that.
I don't think
But I
anyone
was-
thought that.
But I was the only one who
anyone
came out and
was
actually said, "There's no way they're going to win," and I looked like an idiot for it.
I think
So-
the Bucks. Just saying.
I wanted them in wins
Before the season started?
Not before the season.
That's what
You knew
that's
I
what I'm
was. You
saying.
picked
Yeah,
them just because
yeah.
you
No,
knew
I-
That's after the NFC Championship game. I'm talking about like before
All right,
the playoffs
well-
even started.
But you doubled down after the NFC Championship game.
Because I thought the Chiefs would win.
So-
I was also really impressed with the Bills. The
Also,
Chiefs
Luke
handled
was
them. I
shitting
thought
on my
they'd be
Titans
fine.
pick in the.
Because all year long, I had
We're,
AFC.
we're on a podcast right now, guys.
We're now having a conversation.
All right, well let's wrap it up. So, congrats to Max.
You
We'll
won.
have some sort of punishment for you at some point. Thanks to everyone who was on this list. So
I had to
if you
get to a
are
Tampa Bay Buccaneers game.
Baxter, Kevin, Eby, or Tilka, work harder next year.
Preston only had one on there too, didn't he?
Only had one.
Preston, that's weak.
Wasn't even really a take.
Give us some more takes. And again, if you see something live, tag me, text me or something. I will add it for next year's.
We should
podcast.
screenshot them too.
There had to have been some
Um,
Jacoby Brissett take in there. There had somewhere. There had to have been.
I'm sure there was, but nobody told me.
Because it's draft day, I think we should end with one draft take from the panel. Jared, we'll start with you since you're closest to me.
All right.
One for
Like
tonight.
your hot take for tonight.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be organic.
Kyle Trask, not Kyle Trask.
Kelman?
Trey Lance is going to be a bust. I guarantee it.
It's got to be a quicker, provable take.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say make it draft appropriate.
It's got to
not
be
like
by the end of the weekend. It's got to be true or false.
Okay.
about the draft.
I'll start if you want to think about one.
Yeah.
Because like this one's probably not going to happen. It's just a hopeful one for me. Devonta Smith will have concerns and he'll fall to the Titans.
Oh.
That's a good take.
I will kill myself if that happens. I'll say my take is Craig will be happy with who the Eagles take.
Dumb. My take. Milton Williams, D tackle out of Louisiana Tech, is 35-1 odds to go in the first. Bet those odds. Not saying it'll happen, but there's a much better chance than that.
Interesting.
I'm just curious. Craig, tell everyone about the bet you made about the Eagles taking a defensive end.
My brother and I hedged against the Eagles fucking up, and we got 12-1 odds on the Eagles taking a defensive lineman. So
So,
see
you
how
spend
that
up,
turns
so
out.
how fast do you get paid out if that happens?
I don't know. It's my brother's I mean, my brother would have to Venmo me too. So
Yeah,
probably not
that's
till
it.
next
You're gonna go crazy. You buy this beach house and piece of money.
for $600.
Basically.
Jared.
Alright, here's my like ironic Shefty hot take.
Oh boy,
Jimmy G will be a Patriot by the end of the night.
Love it.
I like it.
Love it. Good take.
All right.
If that
We
hits,
done?
I'm legendary.
Not really, but it's a good take. It's
All
not
right.
legendary.
Let's go get drunk.